Atlanta has many nicknames, but only one captures what really happens behind the gates of its most exclusive neighborhoods. Black Mecca is not just a cultural center, not just a hub for music, politics, and entertainment. It has transformed into a landscape where Black wealth expresses itself through architecture that refuses to be modest. These mansions are not symbols. They are declarations. Declarations of how far Atlanta's elite have pushed the boundaries of success, design, and generational ambition. Across the city, you'll find homes built like modern art installations, estates that look like private resorts, and compounds that belong in architectural magazines rather than real estate listings. And as we move up this list, the numbers get larger, the materials get rarer, and the lifestyles turn into something almost mythical. Welcome to Black Mecca, where ambition becomes architecture and the mansions are next level. Number 12. The Starship Enterprise, Dallas, Austin. We begin our tour in the lush woodlands of Sandy Springs, just north of the city limits. In a region known for its traditional red brick Georgians and white-columned colonials, music producer Dallas Austin decided to build something that defied gravity and logic. Welcome to the Spaceship House. Dallas Austin is one of the architects of the Atlanta sound, producing hits for TLC, Boyz II Men, and Madonna. When it came time to build his own sanctuary, he didn't want a house that looked like the past. He wanted a house that looked like the future. Inspired by the space-age optimism of the 1960s and the curvaceous architecture of the Jetsons era, Austin commissioned a home that has no straight lines. The structure is a series of white, undulating concrete waves that seem to float among the trees. From the air, it looks like a UFO has crash-landed in the Georgia forest. The interior is just as radical. The main living area is defined by oval-shaped glass walls that blur the line between the indoors and the Zen garden outside. The staircase is enclosed in a tube tower that spirals up through the center of the house, looking less like stairs and more like a pneumatic transport system. The details are obsessive. The living room features a C-shaped couch that follows the curve of the wall, backed by sheer drapes that create a theater-like atmosphere. Downstairs, the vibe shifts from intergalactic bridge to private club. There is a black-walled theater room with a bar that features a window looking directly into the infinity pool. This home is so iconic that it has become a rite of passage for visiting superstars. When Justin Bieber needed a hideout in Atlanta during his tumultuous years, he didn't rent a penthouse. He rented the spaceship. Lenny Kravitz has stayed here. It has appeared in countless music videos and films. Dallas Austin's home is the perfect starting point for our Black Mecca tour because it represents the creative freedom of Atlanta. It proves that here, you don't have to fit into a box, literal or metaphorical. You can build a spaceship in the woods, and the city will embrace you for it. Number 11. The Modern Trap House, Lil Baby. From the futuristic curves of the old guard, we move to the sleek lines of the new generation. Lil Baby is arguably the biggest rapper in the world right now, and his rise from the streets of Atlanta to the Grammy stage is the stuff of legend. His home reflects that evolution. Gone are the days of the cluttered, flashy rapper mansion. Lil Baby's newly renovated estate is a masterclass in quiet luxury and modern design. Collaborating with Atlanta-based designer Anissa Lamantia, Lil Baby transformed a standard mansion into a bespoke sanctuary that feels more like a boutique hotel than a bachelor pad. The design philosophy was centered on zones. Lil Baby needed a home that could transition from a high-energy entertainment space to a quiet retreat for fatherhood. The result is a home defined by open spaces, clean lines, and custom furniture. The living room is a vast, airy space with high ceilings and massive windows that flood the room with natural light. But the real next-level feature is the integration of the outdoors. The house features a massive outdoor kitchen equipped with a hibachi grill and nano-wall windows that fold away to connect the inside to the pool deck. It is a nod to the Atlanta tradition of backyard cookouts, but elevated to a millionaire's standard. The primary bedroom is a showstopper. It features a custom bed that is 15 feet wide, yes, 15 feet, flanked by backlit metal chain links that serve as a subtle nod to his jewelry lifestyle without being tacky. It is a space designed for rest, but styled for a king. The home also features a state-of-the-art recording studio, because in the Black Mecca, the work never stops. Lil Baby's home is significant because it shows the maturation of Atlanta's hip-hop wealth. It isn't just about buying the biggest house anymore, it's about refining it with taste and intention. Number 10. The Underground Compound, Candi Burruss. Now we head to the historic and affluent neighborhood of Cascade Heights. This is the area often referred to as the Black Beverly Hills, home to mayors, doctors, and legends like Hank Aaron. But no one in Cascade lives quite like Candi Burruss. Candi is a mogul in every sense of the word. Grammy-winning songwriter, restaurant owner, Broadway producer, and the longest-running housewife on RHOA. Her estate is a physical manifestation of her I don't stop energy. Candi bought a large traditional red brick mansion for a steal years ago, but that was just the beginning. She proceeded to buy the property next door. But instead of just having a guest house, she decided to connect the two properties in the most Bond villain way possible: an underground tunnel. Yes, Candi Burruss built a subterranean passage connecting her main house to her entertainment complex. This allows her to move between her living quarters and her work party spaces without ever stepping foot outside, perfect for avoiding the paparazzi or the Georgia heat. The guest house is a misnomer. It is a full-blown entertainment center. It features a private bowling alley, a recording studio where she produces hits, and a wellness center. The main house is equally impressive. It features an indoor pool, essentially located in the living room, heated and ready for year-round swimming. The piano room, with its signature red piano, is where some of the biggest R&B hits of the 2000s were penned. Candi's estate lands on this list because it is a self-contained world. She has food, her own restaurants cater her events, entertainment, and work all within her gates. It is a fortress built on royalties and hustle. Number 9. The Wopsters Wonderland, Gucci, Mane. We travel to the suburbs of Marietta to visit the home of the man who is synonymous with Atlanta trap music, Gucci Mane. Gucci's story is one of redemption. From facing serious jail time to becoming a fitness icon and best-selling author, his transformation has been total. And his home, shared with his wife Keshia Kawar, reflects this new era of peace and prosperity. Known as the Wopsters Estate, this mansion is a pristine resort-style compound. From the outside, it looks like a fairy tale castle, complete with turrets and towering chimneys. But the landscaping is what sets it apart. The estate is designed around water features, including a massive swimming pool with fountains that look like they belong at the Bellagio. Inside, the home is a testament to Keshia Kawar's ice aesthetic. Everything gleams. We are talking about mirrored furniture, crystal chandeliers, and white-on-white decor that is kept immaculately clean. The kitchen is a chef's dream, with double islands and top-tier appliances where Gucci films his healthy cooking segments. But the most next-level feature is the closet space. Both Gucci and Keshia are fashion icons, and their home features dedicated glam rooms and closets that rival high-end department stores. These climate-controlled vaults house millions of dollars in jewelry, sneakers, and furs. Keshia's closet famously features a shoe library with ladders to reach the top shelves. The estate is heavily fortified with state-of-the-art security systems, ensuring that the couple can raise their children in absolute safety. For Gucci Mane, this house is more than luxury. It is a sanctuary. It is the peace he fought so hard to find. Number 8. The Shaq-apulco Estate, Shaquille O'Neal. Shaquille O'Neal doesn't need a sprawling resort-style compound in Atlanta to make an impact. His presence alone is a gravitational force in the city. While Shaq is best known for the massive Orlando estate he sold in 2021, he also maintains a residence in the Atlanta area that reflects his business life, broadcasting work, and connection to the city's culture. Instead of relying on flashy square footage, Shaq's home leans into comfort, privacy, and efficiency. The kind of space you build when your career spans NBA dominance, global endorsements, and investments across food chains, tech companies, and entertainment ventures. Inside, the Atlanta property blends modern materials with personal touches from his playing career. including trophy displays and memorabilia that document his evolution from athlete to businessman. The design is bold, but not overbuilt, balancing open-concept living with enclosed rooms tailored for recording, meetings, and downtime. The exterior stays consistent with Atlanta's upscale neighborhoods, prioritizing security and discretion rather than resort-like theatrics. What sets Shaq's Atlanta residence apart is not its size but its purpose. It is a headquarters for the second half of his empire, close to Turner Studios and the business hubs where he continues to build wealth in retirement. It is more strategic than extravagant, designed for the man Shaq became after basketball. A tech investor, franchise owner, producer, and cultural force. In Black Mecca, influence matters just as much as square footage, and Shaq brings both in abundance. Number 7. Chateau Shereé, Shereé Whitfield. Shereé Whitfield, of Real Housewives fame, didn't just build a house. She built a legacy of determination. For 5 years, the public watched as this massive limestone structure rose from the ground, enduring delays and contractor disputes. But Shereé had the last laugh. The finished product is a 10,000-square-foot beast of a mansion that rivals the great estates of Europe. The architecture is imposing, featuring a symmetrical facade, massive iron doors, and a motor court that demands respect. But the next level feature of the chateau is the basement. Shereé didn't build a storage area. She built a nightclub. The lower level of the home features a full spa with massage rooms and saunas, a movie theater, and a dance floor with VIP seating. It is a space designed for hosting the Atlanta elite. The backyard, which was famously just dirt for years, has been transformed into a lush oasis with a pool and gardens that finally match the grandeur of the house. Chateau Shereé lands on this list because it is a symbol of resilience. Shereé was mocked for her ambition, but she stuck to her vision and built a palace on her own terms. It stands today as one of the most recognizable homes in reality TV history. Number 6. The Dominican Palace, Cardi B and Offset. Now we visit the Buckhead estate of the royal couple of hip-hop, Cardi B and Offset. When these two superstars decided to buy a family home, they skipped the starter mansion phase and went straight to European aristocracy. They purchased a 22,000-square-foot estate for nearly $5.8 million in 2019. The house looks like a French chateau dropped into the Georgia woods. It features a limestone exterior, a slate roof, and towering columns. But inside, it is ready for war. The most next-level feature of this home is the indoor gun range. Yes, the house has a dedicated facility for target practice in the basement. For a high-profile couple, security is paramount, and having a place to train is the ultimate luxury. The kitchen is a masterpiece of old-world design, featuring intricate wood cabinetry and a massive range hood. This is where Cardi films her hilarious cooking videos, often seen struggling with seafood while surrounded by millions of dollars of marble. The backyard features an infinity pool that overlooks the dense tree canopy, providing absolute privacy. The house also boasts a massive wine cellar, or WAP cellar, a game room, and a secondary man cave for Offset. This mansion represents the buying power of the modern music industry. It is a 22,000-square-foot receipt for hit records and sold-out tours, proving that the new generation can buy the kind of real estate that was once reserved for oil tycoons. Number 5. The Lakefront Resort, Ludacris. At number 5, we head south to Fayetteville to visit the home of the man who welcomed the world to Atlanta. Ludacris. Chris Bridges doesn't just rap about the dirty South, he owns a significant chunk of it. His 22-acre estate is widely considered one of the most beautiful properties in the state. While many celebrities want to be seen, Ludacris wants to be secluded. His home is centered around a private lake, a massive active body of water right in his backyard, large enough for fishing and paddle boating. The main house is a sprawling structure that blends modern luxury with resort amenities. The estate features a full-size tennis court and a full-sized basketball court. Ludacris is known for his competitiveness, and his home is his training ground. There is also an indoor movie theater where Luda screens his own blockbuster films. But what makes this estate next level is the hospitality. Ludacris famously listed his guest house on Booking.com for a special promotion, allowing fans to experience the family paradise he built. The guest house is nicer than most people's main homes. The landscaping is immaculate, with walking trails and manicured lawns. It is a home that feels like a vacation. Ludacris has owned this property for 2 decades, constantly refining it. It is a legacy estate, a testament to a career that has spanned music, movies, and business without missing a beat. Number 4. The Versailles of the South, Steve Harvey. Here we enter the realm of the Titans. Number 4 is a property so grand, so opulent, and so famous that it has been owned by 2 of the men on this list. Currently owned by the king of comedy, Steve Harvey, this Buckhead estate was formerly the home of Tyler Perry. It is widely known as the Versailles of the South. Steve Harvey purchased this 35,000-square-foot mansion for $15 million, a bargain considering the construction costs. It sits on 17 acres of prime Buckhead land overlooking the Chattahoochee River. The architecture is unapologetically French. The front facade features a limestone exterior and a motor court with a central fountain that looks like it belongs in Paris. But the backyard is the showstopper. It features a 70,000-gallon infinity edge swimming pool. To put that in perspective, the average backyard pool is 15,000 gallons. This is a private lake of chlorinated water. The amenities are fit for royalty. There is a lighted tennis court built on top of a 2-story parking garage. There is a fully equipped gym, a spa with steam rooms, and an underground ballroom with catering kitchens. Steve Harvey bought this house to be the headquarters of his empire. He films his talk shows here, hosts his golf tournaments nearby, and lives like a king. The history of the house adds to its legend. Tyler Perry poured millions into the landscaping alone, planting mature trees to ensure privacy. It is a property that has passed from one black king to another, a baton of success passed in the form of a 35,000-square-foot palace. Number 3. The Promised Land, Rick Ross. If Steve Harvey's house is a palace, Rick Ross's house is a country, and it's called Promised Land. It's the largest single-family home in the state of Georgia. Located in Fayetteville, this estate was formerly owned by boxing legend Evander Holyfield. Rick Ross bought it for $5.8 million in 2014, arguably the greatest real estate steal of the century. The stats are mind-bending. The main house is 54,000 square feet. Some sources say 45K, but expansions have pushed it higher. It has 109 rooms. It has 12 bedrooms and 21 bathrooms. The dining room table seats 100 people. Rick Ross didn't just buy a house. He bought a monument to excess. The foyer features a double helical staircase that looks like it belongs in the Titanic. The ceilings are coffered, the floors are marble, and the walls are lined with gold leaf. But Rick Ross didn't stop at the house. He expanded the estate. He bought an additional 87 acres next door for $1 million, bringing the total land size to 235 acres. He calls it the Promised Land because it represents the fulfillment of his dreams. He uses the land to host his massive car show, where thousands of people come to see his fleet of classic cars parked on his front lawn. The pool is the largest residential pool in the United States, holding 350,000 gallons of water. It has a swim-up bar and waterfalls. But the most next-level detail? Rick Ross famously cuts his own grass. He bought a tractor with air conditioning and a radio, and he mows the 200-plus acres himself because he finds it therapeutic. It is the ultimate boss move, owning the biggest yard in the state and maintaining it yourself. The Promised Land is also a movie star. It served as the palace for the film Coming to America. When Eddie Murphy needed a home fit for an African king, he didn't build a set. He rented Rick Ross's house. Number 2. The Vegan Empire, Pinky Cole. At number 2, we break the mold. We leave the entertainers behind to look at the future of black wealth in Atlanta. Pinky Cole. The founder of Slutty Vegan, Pinky Cole is a phenomenon. She turned a food truck into a national empire in record time. And along with her husband, Derek Hayes, of Big Dave's Cheesesteaks, she is rewriting the rules of real estate. Pinky and Derek didn't just buy a mansion, they are buying the block. While they own a spectacular family estate that serves as their compound, their next-level status comes from their strategy. They famously purchased a row of commercial and residential properties in Atlanta to revitalize the community. They are gentrifying their own neighborhoods for the benefit of the people who live there. Their personal residence reflects this billionaire mindset. It is a massive, modern estate with enough land to host community events, a library for their business ventures, and space to raise their growing family. Pinky Cole is number 2 because she represents the queen archetype of the future. She isn't just spending money, she is circulating it. She is using her real estate portfolio to build a legacy that goes beyond square footage. She is buying the land to ensure that the Black Mecca remains black. Number 1. The Sovereign State, Tyler Perry. And finally, the man who didn't just buy a mansion, he built a world. Tyler Perry. After selling his Buckhead Palace to Steve Harvey, Tyler Perry moved out to Douglasville, to a plot of land that is almost impossible to comprehend. He bought over 2,100 acres of land. To give you a sense of scale, 2,100 acres is bigger than some small towns. It is a kingdom. On this land, Tyler Perry built a new mansion that is estimated to be around 40,000 square feet. But the house is just the beginning. The estate features its own private airport runway. Tyler Perry is a licensed pilot who flies his own jets. He can take off from his backyard and fly to Los Angeles or New York without ever seeing a TSA agent. That is a level of freedom that 99.9% of billionaires don't even have. The mansion itself is hidden deep within the woods, miles from the nearest public road. Aerial photos show a massive, modern classic structure with a lap pool that looks like a river. But the detail that cements this as the number 1 estate is the inscription. Engraved on the back of the building are verses from Psalm 91. "You are my refuge, my fortress." This estate is located just a short drive from Tyler Perry Studios, the 330-acre former army base that he turned into one of the largest film studios in the world. Tyler Perry lives in a fortress and works in a fortress. He is the ultimate king of the Black Mecca because he owns the land, he owns the studio, he owns the content, and he owns the runway. He doesn't answer to anyone. His estate in Douglasville is not just a home. It is a declaration of independence. It is the physical proof that in Atlanta, you can build a sovereign state on your own terms. From bold creative sanctuaries to estates built like private resorts and compounds designed for generational wealth, Atlanta's elite have reshaped the meaning of Black luxury in America. These homes aren't simply places to live. They are architectural signatures, physical proof of ambition, strategy, and mastery. Together, they show how Black Mecca became a global symbol of upward mobility and cultural influence. Which mansion shocked you the most? Tell us in the comments, hit that like button, and make sure you subscribe for more deep dives into the cities where wealth, culture, and history collide.